What's up, y'all, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, hello and welcome. I am so excited for today's video because I have a Cbeauty haul to share with y'all. I have mentioned in several videos at this point that I really wanted to dive into the Cbeauty world. I just find it really intriguing. I have seen so many absolutely stunning looks and swatches created over on Instagram and here on YouTube with several different products. I'm talking eyeshadow palettes, single shadows, blushes, highlighters, you name it, they're using it, and I really wanted to kind of see what it was all about. So I will tell you, it is extremely overwhelming if you have never shopped Cbeauty before. There are a million different sites and stores that you can get things from. There are so many different brands. Some of them are in English, some of them are not, which is fine. I completely expect that, but it's just a little bit of a challenge to navigate it. But I do have some friends who are well versed in the Cbeauty world, and they kind of gave me some tips, pointers, guided me, pushed me in the right direction, and I picked up some of their recommendations. So I thought it would be fun to sit down with y'all and open up these products together, do some close-ups, some swatches, things like that. We are not going to be creating any looks with these products today, but do not worry, they are coming. I think I'm going to have to split this into two different videos though, as far as the looks go, and you'll see why in just a minute. But I will have all of these palettes as well as today's look listed and linked down below in that description box. So per usual, if you're ever curious about anything that I use in any of my videos on my channel, always check the description box. I squeeze as much information as I possibly can into that tiny little space. But let's go ahead and jump into this because I'm really excited about this. All right, before we start diving in and opening up products, let me start out by just apologizing for the mispronunciation of any of these brands, palette names, shade names, things like that. I am not trying to be offensive anyway. I am just trying my hardest to learn all of this. I will have the names popped up on the bottom of the screen, so if you know how to pronounce them and you can spell it out for me, please do so down in that comment section because I would love to learn how to pronounce these correctly, especially if I'm not doing so. But let's go ahead and start with my first little haul. So I have three little palettes from the brand Girl Cult, and I actually got these over in the TikTok shop. I'm not a TikTok girly, but I was told that this is a very popular brand over there and they do a lot of discounts, and she was absolutely right because I think these two right here were almost half price, and then this one was heavily discounted. Plus the shipping was super fast. I did get free shipping for hitting a certain threshold. I was only gonna get two, but I added on the other one for free shipping, so girl math. And these were here in like 3 days, which was really exciting. But let's go ahead and open these up because honestly I forgot what color stories I have because these have been sitting here for a while. I've been waiting on the rest of my stuff to get here from another place and I forgot. I opened them up to make sure that they weren't broken and I don't remember what I have. But look at this packaging. Like, how stunning is that? The attention to detail is what really draws me in. So this one is, I don't remember, like I said, it will be popped up on the screen, but we're gonna open it up and pull out this cute little compact and see what this looks like. So the packaging on these is absolutely stunning, y'all. These are so beautiful. So this is what the palette looks like. How cute is that? It is upside down, but how cute is that? This is plastic, but it's not cheap feeling plastic. It doesn't feel like hefty and weighty, but it does feel very nice and very well made. But this is the first color story that we have. So very neutral with those little pops of creams in there. I do think this is absolutely beautiful. So let's go ahead and swatch out some of these shades and then we will move on to the next one. So let's go ahead and start with this shade right here. This feels very nice. It does feel like it has like a little top layer that's like a little bit gritty, but once I dug into it, it felt very soft and very smooth. So that is the first shade, that really pretty shimmer shade. And that is very pretty. It almost has like a transparent base to it, but it has a really pretty, almost like duochrome sparkle. Let's see, let's go into this matte shade right here. This feels very soft, very buttery, and we're gonna go ahead and swatch that one right there. Hello, pigmentation. Wow, that is one swipe and I did not dig in super hard. Like, you can still see the embossing on the pan with that one. That is impressive. I expected very light pigmentation because I have tried Color Rose and those are beautiful formula, but they are very lightly pigmented. So I didn't expect this to be this pigmented right off the bat. But let's do this green shade. holy smokes. Sorry that didn't drag down quite as well as the other one. I've got these nails that I'm still getting used to, but that is very, very pretty. Okay, let's do our last shade. It's going to be this really pretty tan shade over here. So let me get a clean finger and we're going to swatch this one over here, I guess. This is going to be awkward. I should not have done it this way. So that is what that shade looks like. It is a little bit deeper than my skin tone, but it's a really nice transition shade, blending out shade. I like this color story. I think this is really pretty. Like, I'm really excited to try these now that I see how much pigmentation these have. All right, so the next one that I have has the same packaging. I think it's from the same collection. So let's open this one up and see what this one looks like. I think the third one that I have is from a different collection. I'm gonna put as much detail as I possibly can down in the description box. Like I said, I'm learning, so I don't know like what the collections are. I don't know if they all came out this year, if they're new, all of those, but I do believe that everything is still currently available. But this is the second one that I picked up. So the packaging looks exactly the same. Ooh, but this is the color story that I have with this one. Like, look at how beautiful and bright those blues are. I'm really excited about this now that I have seen the pigmentation on that green one. This is beautiful. So let's go ahead and swatch it. Now this one actually has 2 mattes and 2 shimmers. The other one had 3 mattes and 1 shimmer. So let's go ahead and start over here with this really pretty blue shimmer. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this way. Oh, that is pretty. I love how the shimmers are like soft and they have like this really pretty transparent base, but they are sparkly, they are smooth, and I think those are gonna look really pretty on the eye. I will pop in better swatches whenever I go to actually do the looks with these palettes, so this is just for fun. I apologize if it's not the best quality, but let's swatch this really pretty like warm tone brown shade. So let's do this one right here. Once again, nice and pigmented. I didn't go in nearly as hard as I did on the last palette, but there we go. That is that really pretty warm tone brown shade. It has just enough warmth to it. I love this. I love blue and brown together. I think this is going to make a beautiful look. Okay, let's go in next to this blue shade right here. I am so excited about this. I'm super curious to see what this one is going to look like. Ooh, that's pretty. That is a really pretty, like, bright, like cerulean blue. I love that. And then last we have this shimmer right here. So let me find a clean finger really quick. Let's do the pinky. Probably not the best decision, but we're gonna do it anyway. All right. Ooh, that is pretty. That has almost like a little bit of a blue base to it. I don't know if you can see it. Let me get a better swatch of that one. Hold on. There we go. So that's a better swatch. So it definitely has like that really light crystal blue base to it. I think these are really pretty. The shimmers are sparkly. They're smooth. These aren't going to be shifty or anything like that, but this is just this brand. We have more to get to. So let's pop into our last palette from this brand and see what that one looks like. All right, so this is the third and final little quad that I picked up, and this one is absolutely beautiful as well. I love that they have different packaging for each collection, but I also feel like I wish they had different packaging for each palette as well. But this is the box that that one came in. I ripped it, so I had a really hard time getting it out. But this is the color story, and this one, like, how fun and beautiful is that? This is intriguing. We have a multi-chrome right here. Like, I don't know if you can see that full shift, but it has like this really pretty like green to gold to red flip to it. Absolutely stunning. Okay, let's go ahead and swatch these out. So we're gonna start with this one up here. Now this one is like a blackened red shimmer shade. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's do our swatch right here. Oh, that is pretty. Look at how smooth that is. It's absolutely gorgeous. It has a really nice reflection to it as well. Next, we're gonna go into this shade right here, this really pretty red matte shade. And we're gonna swatch her right here. Oh my gosh. That is beautiful. I am not a huge like deep shimmer person on my lid, but that is absolutely stunning. I can be convinced, and I absolutely want to put that all over my eye. Okay, let's do this multi-chrome right here, and then we'll do the last matte. This feels nice and smooth as well. It doesn't feel gritty. It doesn't feel like glittery or anything like that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, I know y'all can see that shift. The camera is picking it up, and it is so beautiful. These are really pretty, y'all. I'm impressed. Okay, let's go into our last shade, which is going to be this matte shade over here, this really pretty like mid-tone brown, and I'm gonna swatch this one right down here. Oh, we got a little bit of crumbly fallout, but that's okay. Swatches never tell us what it's going to do on the eye, but that is the color story in this one, and that is beautiful. This might be my favorite color story of the three. I'm really excited about these. These are so beautiful, so fun. I love the packaging. The formula feels really nice. Like I said, you're not going to know a whole lot about the formula until you put it on your eyes, but I'm intrigued. I'm excited. Let me go ahead and wipe this off, and we're going to jump into my second haul. All right, so these next three palettes that I have are actually three palettes from three different brands, and I got these from the Look Healthy store. I will have that linked down below, as well as these palettes. The Color Rose palettes that I got way back in, what was that, May, I believe, or something like that. I did get those from Cbeauty Mall, and I have to say, now that I have ordered from both of the sites, Look Healthy was a lot faster. They still took about 2 weeks to get to me because it is coming from overseas, but Look Healthy shipped these out pretty much like the next day. Like I placed my order the next day, maybe it was 2 days later, I had a shipping label and they were out the door, whereas Cbeauty Mall, I think it took like a week or two for them to even ship them. So something to keep in mind, everything is not available on both sites either. So like I said, I'm still learning, but I wanted to share what I have learned with y'all so far in case you're interested in these. But let's go ahead and start with this one down here. So this is from the brand Shelby, and this is a brand that I think I have seen the most of all over social media. They have absolutely beautiful packaging. They have lots of cute palettes. And one thing I do really like about their palettes is that when they come out with these, they come out with a full-size version and a mini version, which I absolutely love, especially somebody who has a larger collection. I just feel like it makes more sense for me to get the mini version. So this is the mini version. This is called the Mist Witch palette, and look at that. That's just the outer packaging of this. So we take off the outer carton, and this is what that looks like. And let's open her up. Look at how pretty that is. Oh, that color story is everything. You can see why I gravitated towards this one. So let's go ahead and swatch these out really quick. I actually have another palette coming from this brand. It was a brand new launch. It was a collaboration with a creator named Freya. Ooh, I'll pop it up on the bottom of the screen. I can't remember off the top of my head, but that one is coming, and I'm super excited about that one as well. But let's go ahead and we're gonna start swatching from over here to over here. What is that, right to left? Yeah, sorry, I'm a little dyslexic. But let's go ahead and start with this really pretty purple shade over here. Now these pans are tiny, let me tell you what. So that is my finger and that is the pan size. So if you like bigger pans, I wouldn't suggest going for the mini, but like I said, I like the fact that I have a mini option because I do have that larger collection. And what was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. Oh, I do have a larger collection and I have never tried these before, so I like that I'm not full on committing. But let's start with this really pretty purple shade right here. Ooh, that is so pretty. Look at that. That's like a really pretty, like dusty lilac shade. Once again, the pigmentation is there. These felt nice and smooth as well when I picked them up. But let's go into our next shade, which is going to be this really pretty shimmer shade right here. This one does feel a little bit more on the gritty side, but not like an uncomfortable sandpaper gritty side, just more of like a textured side. So let's give her a little swatch right there. And that is the first shimmer in the palette. Very translucent based, very light. That would be a beautiful inner corner highlight. Like I said, I will have swatches thrown in when I actually go in to create looks with these palettes. But let's pop into our next purple shade right here. So let me get some on my finger. And we're gonna swatch this one out right there. Very pretty. Love that shade as well. That actually goes with my eye look perfect right now. Next, we're gonna go into this blue shimmer right here. Now these do not have shade names on them or anything like that. I don't think these are magnetic. They don't feel like they are. Maybe they are, I don't know. You can kind of pop them out right there. I'll figure that out and do some research, and I'll let y'all know either down in the description box or in my next video with these. But let's swatch out that shade. Oh, that is a really pretty blue shimmer. Nice and smooth. It didn't have a texture to it or anything like that. Very reflective, very sparkly. All right, so next we're gonna go into this really pretty like burgundy wine shade right here. That is what it looks like on my finger. And let's go ahead and swatch this one right here. I already started a little bit of a swatch and then my camera cut out on me, so I know you saw that little bit on my hand already, but that is what that shade looks like. Very pretty so far. I am loving this color story swatched out. These don't seem to be quite as pigmented as the ones in the Girl Cult palette, but again, swatches don't tell the whole story. We'll see how they perform on the eyes whenever we start creating looks with these. Let's dig into this shade right here. This one looks like it is a really pretty duochrome. It has like a nice ethereal flip to it. So let's put this one right here on my arm. Oh yeah, can you see when the light hits it, that really pretty like reflect that it has to it? Like I'm looking in the camera and I see it's like white, but then when I look in person, it looks purple. So hopefully I can capture these better when I give y'all swatches, but that is that shade. So next we have another purple shade right here. That is what that one looks like. So let's do a swatch right here. Ooh, now that one is nice and pigmented. That one's definitely a little bit deeper. It is a true purple shade. It looks a little more blurple on camera, but in person, that's a true purple. That is beautiful. I love it. All right, we have 3 more shades left in this palette. So first we have this really pretty, like almost a pewter silver. It's not quite a true silver like it wants to be a true silver, but it has just a little bit of something else to it. So I'm going to swatch that one right there. And that is what that one looks like. Next we have this really pretty emerald green shimmer. It does have a little bit of a shift to it. It goes from like this really pretty like teal shade to like a bright emerald to like a really deep swampy green. I love that they have this pop of green in here. I think it really adds to the palette. So let's go ahead and see what this one is going to look like. Like look at how shiny and reflective that is. Oh, I am so excited for these palettes. Ooh, that one is absolutely stunning. One swipe right there. That pigmentation is definitely there. So we have a nice variety of shimmers and mattes in this palette. You have some that are a little bit lighter. You've got translucent shimmers, a little bit more textured shimmers, nice and smooth shimmers. I'm really impressed with these so far, but we have one more shimmer to swatch and then we can move on to our next palette. So it's this black one down here, and this one is actually more of a satin black. So it's not a shimmer, it's not a matte black. It does have a little bit of a sheen to it. You can see it on my finger, but let's see how pigmented this black is. That is a pigmented black, if I do say so myself. So this is our final color story. Like I said, I apologize for the lighting. I apologize if these aren't the best swatches in the world, but I will absolutely include better ones in my videos where we do looks with these. All right, so our next palette is going to be from the brand Narimi. I believe that's how you pronounce it. And this is going to be the Night Spider palette. So from what I understand, this is a very popular brand as well. Their palettes sell out super quickly. They do come back and restock, things like that, but these are like a collector's things for a lot of people. And I can 100% see why, because look at how beautiful that packaging is. I just love that so much. And then the back looks like this, but wait until y'all see this color story. This is so beautiful. Look at that. Is that not gorgeous? Hold on, this is stuck. This is taped to the palette. Is that not a gorgeous color story? Oh my gosh, y'all, they had so many palettes from this brand. I had the hardest time picking which ones I wanted because I wanted them all. And if this is good, I'm definitely going to purchase more. But this one is absolutely beautiful. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mattes in here and 3 shimmers. It looks like we've got 2 either duochromes or multichromes, and then actually it looks like they're all duochromes or multichromes. This one is definitely a multichrome, and I'm thinking maybe they might all 3 be multichromes. I don't know. I have a really hard time whenever I first look at an eyeshadow in the pan deciphering whether it's a multichrome or a duochrome. It usually takes me swatching it out to figure it out. But let's go ahead and swatch out this palette. So we're going to start with this shade over here. This is the shade Petal. That I can 100% pronounce. These feel so soft, smooth, and silky. These probably feel the best out of all of the mattes that I have swatched so far. So let's go ahead and see what this is going to look like on my arm. We're going to do this on my arm instead of my hand. So let's start right here. Wow, look at that. That pigmentation is there. That is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful eyeshadow. All right, so next we're gonna go into this really pretty lavender shade right here. This one is called Scabbish, and this one feels very soft and silky as well. When I tell y'all these feel like silk, I kid you not. I know that word is used a lot, but these really do feel buttery, soft, and silky. And look at that pigmentation. This may be the most impressive palette out of this bunch so far. I still have one more to swatch, but this one is really blowing my socks off and making me excited. And I really want to order more of these. Oh my gosh, these are beautiful. Okay, let's go into our first shimmer of the palette. So it's this one right here. This shade is called Eardrop. So I'm gonna go in with this finger. This does feel a little bit on the textured side. It doesn't feel rough or sandpapery, but it just doesn't feel like buttery smooth, like it's just going to glide onto your finger. But let's do our swatch right here. Ooh, how pretty is that? Oh my gosh, that is definitely, I think, a duochrome. It has like a pink to a gold flip to it. That looks absolutely beautiful. It's swatched out nice and smooth. It has a nice reflect to it. That is beautiful. All right, so next we have this lime green shade right here. This one is called Giddy. Let's see what this one's gonna look like. So that is the shade swatched out. You saw that little chunk fall off my finger. That's so funny. But let's, ooh, wow. That is a beautiful neon green. One swipe right there. I didn't have to dig back in. I did go in pretty good, but I didn't go in super hard. I didn't like really dig in a whole lot. I just got a good amount on my finger, and that is so beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna go into this shade right here. This one is called Black Widow, and this one feels very soft, very smooth. It almost has like a wet feeling to it, and that is definitely a multi-chrome. Like, look at those shifts. How stunning is that one? Now, I'm sure I have this shade a million times over in my collection, but it's still impressive every single time. Like, look at that. Let's see if I can start to kind of move my arm around for y'all so you can get the full effect of that. That is so pretty. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm looking at it straight on and it looks like green, copper, like gold, and then in the monitor it looks like straight up purple. That is an absolutely stunning multi-chrome. Next we have the shade Spiderweb. It's this really pretty like aqua blue shade. Let's go ahead and swatch this one right below that multi-chrome. Once again, pigmentation is there. Nice and smooth, nice and soft. All right, so next we have the shade Tuberose, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a multi-chrome as well. Yeah, look at those shifts. This has a really pretty like silver, pink, green, teal flip to it. So let's go ahead and swatch this one right here on my arm. I hope I have y'all in frame for this. I'm pretty sure I do, but look at how beautiful that is. It is very smooth. It has that nice shift to it. I can definitely see all of those pretty colors. And last but not least, we have this really deep green shade over here. This one is called Venom. So let's give her a swatch as well. Holy smokes, these are so beautiful. Oh, love that. So this is our color story with the Narimi palette, and so far this is my absolute favorite. I am blown away by the matte formula, the shimmer formula in here. These are nice and smooth. They're not gritty. I'm not getting patchiness. Of course, as I've said before, I sound like a broken record. You cannot tell everything from swatches, but these felt really nice. I have a really good feeling about these mattes. And the last palette in this haul is going to come to us from the brand, I believe Cheeryip is how you say that. I've also seen it as Quignon as well. I apologize if I'm butchering those names, but this palette is going to be the Chameleon palette, and it is in collaboration with Freya 86. So let's go ahead and open this one up and check out this color story, do our close-up, our swatches, all of that. So this is what the packaging looks like. It's this really pretty red enameled plastic packaging. This does feel nice and weighty. It doesn't feel cheap or like it's gonna fall apart, anything like that. But we open her up, and this is what our beautiful color story looks like. So deep, dark, grungy. Can you see a theme in all of these? They all have purples in them pretty much, with the exception of the ones from Girl Cult, but this is beautiful. I love the color story in here. Normally different pan sizes and things like that kind of throw me off and they're not really aesthetically pleasing to my eye, but there's something about the way that this one is done. I don't mind it, and I actually kind of like it. But let's go ahead and swatch out this palette really quick. We're gonna start over on this side and we're gonna work our way that way. So I'm kind of thinking we're just gonna go like this all the way across. So let's jump into this. Let's start with this lightest shade right here. These do not have shade names or anything like that. Oh my gosh. This feels so incredibly buttery smooth. Like this one feels like the last palette did. I'm so excited about this. So let's start up here with that first shade. Hello, that is really, really pretty. So that is the first shade right there. It's almost a white, but it has a little bit of a gray undertone to it, just enough that it's not a stark white. All right, so next we're gonna go into this shade right here. This is like a really pretty, almost like blue gray shade. It has a really pretty, almost like seafoam green shade to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this one right here below that first shade. That's really pretty. This one has good pigmentation as well. So far, I'm really impressed with all of these, but these last two palettes, the formula feels absolutely amazing. All right, first shimmer of the palette is going to be this one right here. This is a really pretty like gunmetal silver shade. So let's do our swatch. Ooh, that looks really pretty. This felt nice and smooth in the pan. It did feel like it had a little bit of texture to it, but it wasn't gritty or flaky or anything like that. And that did swatch out really pretty. Like, look at the reflection of that. This is the palette that I saw, I believe, over on Instagram, and the way they had the swatches and the light hitting, it was just so sparkly and twinkly, and I was like, oh, I want that on my eyes. All right, we're gonna go into this shade right here. This one is like a really pretty gray shade. Let me see if I got enough on my finger for that one. I didn't feel like I did. But let's swatch this one right here. Ooh, yeah, that definitely has some good pigmentation to it as well. This is definitely a very cool toned palette. I'm not the biggest fan of grays on my eyes, but I'm also not afraid to try them out, and especially mixed with like all these mauves and purples in here, it can look really, really pretty. But if you gave me a color story just like this, I would not be impressed. I wouldn't be interested. But like I said, you're throwing in mauves and purples at me, so that is what's going to catch my eye. But let's go into this shade right here. This is a really pretty like tan shade. It's just a nice little transition. It's probably going to be very close to my skin tone. It absolutely is. Let's do our swatch with this one. All right, so that is that shade right there. Definitely like a cool tone gray, a little bit deeper than this one up here, but not quite as dark as these two. Let's dig into our next shimmer. This is a really pretty like true silver. Like look at that. That is like metal silver. Absolutely stunning. I can definitely see like a little bit of some holochrome sparkles in this one on my finger and this one right here. I didn't point that out, but I noticed whenever the light hit it, I could definitely see a little something going on in there. So that is what that shade looks like. Next shimmer shade, this one looks like it's going to be a duochrome or a multichrome. I definitely think that has more of a duochrome flip to it than it does a multichrome flip. But let's put this one right here. Ooh, that one is really pretty. It's like a really pretty like purple brown shade. Absolutely stunning. All right, let's go into this one right here, this really pretty like black and purple shade. I really don't want to mess up the pan, but there it goes. Okay, this one is super similar to the one from, which palette was it? Was it the one from Girl Cult? I think it was the Girl Cult palette that had this shade in it. Very, very similar to it, but let's go ahead and swatch that one right there. Yeah, very similar shade. I think they both swatched out just as smooth. This one might have a little bit more of like a red base to it. I think the one in the Girl Cult palette had just a little bit more black to the base, but regardless, it's swatched out very, very smooth. But let's go ahead and carry on, and I think we're gonna switch to swatching the rest on this one over here so I can just hold it up and y'all can see the whole color story. But let's do this shade right here. This is gonna be hard because I am not left-handed. So let's, oh my gosh, y'all, look at me. I'm a hot mess. Okay, there we go. Let's go into this shimmer right here. This one is very, very pretty. Now this one definitely has more of that pewter flip to it. So it's gonna have a little bit more of like that champagne base. Ooh, that one is very pretty. Can see all that reflection, nice and smooth, nice and sparkly. This one doesn't have like any holographic shimmers or anything like that in it. It's just a really pretty like metallic shimmer. All right, we have our first like mauvey purple shade of the palette. So that is what that shade looks like. Let's swatch her out on the back of my hand. Oh, the pigmentation is just absolutely stunning. Like, look at that. That is a really pretty shade. I like that one. Let's dig into this really pretty shimmer shade right here. This one absolutely feels a little bit on like the softer side. It almost has like that putty-like feeling to it. It absolutely does, but that is what that one looks like right there. This is absolutely beautiful. I think this is a holographic shimmer, but it has that wet putty feeling to it. I don't think I've ever tried anything with this texture to it. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's not like a ColourPop Super Shock or anything like that, but it's also not like a real balmy shade either. It has a really interesting texture, but it has these really pretty holographic sparkles in it. You can see all of the flips. At least I hope you can see all of the flips. That one is really pretty, and I'm intrigued by this one. This one has caught my attention. All right, so next we have this really pretty, like, dusty rose shade. That one's really pretty. I like the way this one looks as well. So let's go ahead and swatch this one right here. Ooh, yes, that is absolutely beautiful. Let me get a little bit more so I can kind of deepen up that swatch just a little bit. It's hard getting into these smaller pans with your finger, especially when you have nails, but that looks really pretty so far. I'm loving this back half of this palette, which, are we surprised? No, we're not, but it's beautiful. Okay, let's go into our next shade right here, which is going to be this one, this really pretty, like, deep blackened gray shade. So that is what that one looks like. And let's swatch you right here. Oh yeah, that is beautiful. I like that one a lot. That's a really pretty black, like black and gray. There is a black in here. This one's not quite as deep as that one, but that is really, really pretty. Final shimmer of the palette. This one definitely has more of like a softer texture to it. It doesn't feel like the last one that I swatched right here where it has like that wet feeling to it, but it is definitely a little bit softer, a little bit more on that wet side. And look at how gorgeous that is. That is an absolutely stunning, like, blackened purple multi-chrome. Like, it has all of these flips to it. I can see like some really pretty, almost holographic shivers or shifts and shimmers in it. This one is very unique and really, really pretty. I just wanted to give y'all a close-up of that shade because I just had to show you how beautiful this is. I know that I'm going to show swatches in other videos and things like that, but I just wanted to show you what the shifts look like with this one. All right, we have 2 more shades left to go. Let's go ahead and swatch these out really quick. So the first one that we have is this really pretty deep purple shade, and then we have our black one down here as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do both of these at the same time. So that's what those look like on my fingers. And let's go ahead and do the purple one right here. Okay. Very, very pretty, very deep, very pigmented. And then let's do the black down here. I cannot see what I'm doing, I apologize, but that is the black shade. And look at how pigmented that black is. Like, that is a deep, deep pigmented black, but absolutely beautiful. So this is our color story swatched out together, and this is really pretty. This is really unique. It really intrigues me, and I'm really excited about this palette as well. Alright y'all, so that is everything that I picked up in the Cbeauty haul, and I'm excited. I think I got some beautiful palettes with some really nice formulas in them. I cannot wait to dig in and put these on my eyes, create multiple different looks, and just start to get to know these formulas and these brands. I know I don't normally do haul videos here on my channel. This is something a little bit different for me, but I was just really excited about this. I have been talking about Cbeauty for such a long time, and all of this came in, and I just wanted to unbox it with y'all, open them up, do close-ups, swatches, and just share the experience with you. But let me know all of your thoughts down below. Are you a Cbeauty lover? If you are, what is your favorite brand, your favorite palette? If not, if this is new to you, let me know that as well. But which one of these palettes are you most excited to see a look with? I think I'm really excited about the Quignon and the Narimi, I think is how you pronounce these. I thought the formula swatched out absolutely beautiful on those. But let me know all of your thoughts down below. Let's have that conversation, light up that comment section, and as usual, I want to thank you all so much for watching my video and spending your time with me. It truly does mean so much to me. And if you like this video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.